welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Too Faced You Drive Me Glazy makeup set. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. This set retails for $48 at Ulta Beauty and Too Faced online. I do want to read a little bit about this set on Ulta's website. Bake spirits bright with this donut themed makeup collection, complete with 20 multi-finish eyeshadows and 4 blush bronzer shades that will have you looking like a Christmas morning snack. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. It says Too Faced You Drive Me Glazy limited edition makeup collection. I love the details on the packaging. I love the little donuts. Up at the top, there's nothing printed. On the side of the packaging, there's nothing there. Same thing on this side, there's nothing there. On the bottom, you have the barcode and it states it in a different language. On the back, you have a picture of the eyeshadow palette and the blushes. It comes with a travel size Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara and a full-size eyeliner. Underneath that, you have the list of ingredients of the eyeshadow palette and you have the list of ingredients of the mascara and the eyeliner. The eyeliner has a 24-month shelf life and the mascara has a 6-month shelf life. Here's what the inside looks like. We have the travel size Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Then we have the full-size eyeliner. Here's a closer look on what the actual palette looks like. Again, I love the details on the packaging. Up at the top it says Too Faced. Underneath that it says You Drive Me Glazy. I love the details on the donuts. Here's what the back looks like. On the bottom it does state that the bulk was made in the USA, but it was assembled in the Dominican Republic. Here's what the inside looks like. It says Too Faced, and again it has the design of the donuts. Here's what all 20 eyeshadows look like in the palette. Underneath that we have all 4 blush shades. We're going to start off with the blushes, then we'll move on to the eyeshadows. The first shade in the palette is called Pink Pancetta. Here's what the first blush shade in Pink Pancetta looks like. The second blush shade is called Drive Me Glazy. Next blush shade is called Kiss Me. I like this color. The last blush shade is called Fond of You. Here's what all 4 blush shades look like swatched on the back of my hand. Taking a clean blush brush, let's see what the shade in Pink Pancetta looks like applied on the cheek. I'm getting a little bit of fallout in the pan. Here's what the blush shade in Pink Pancetta looks like. This shade has a little bit of shimmer in it. I don't like glowy blushes. Let's see what the second blush shade in Drive Me Glazy looks like. Again, I'm getting a little bit of fallout in the pan. Here's what the shade in Drive Me Glazy looks like. This shade looks more of a highlighter than a blush. I redid my makeup off camera and I clamped my blush brushes. Let's see what this shade in Kiss Me looks like. Again, there's some fallout in the pan. Here's what the blush shade in Kiss Me looks like. This shade is so pretty. Let's see what the last shade in Fond of You looks like. Again, there's some fallout. Here's what the blush shade in Fond of You looks like. Again, this blush looks more of a highlighter than a blush. Going back in with the blush shade in Kiss Me and even this side of my cheek. Now that we're all evened out, let's see what the eyeshadows in this palette looks like. The first shade in the palette is called Son of a Nutcracker. Very soft and smooth in the pan. That swatched very buttery on the back of my hand. Next shade is called Tinsel in a Twist. This shade would be great as a transition shade. I forgot to smell the palette to see if it smells like a glazed donut. There's no scent in this palette. It doesn't smell like anything. The next shade in the palette is called Ho Ho Nut. That shimmer is so pretty. The second to last shade in the top row is called Drummer Girl. You can barely see that shade. It's very soft. The last shade in the top row is called Maple Bar. This shade swatched a little bit patchy. The first shade in the second row is called Bake It Happen. Here's what that shadow looks like. Next up, we have Such a Snowflake. That shimmer is stunning. Next up, we have Rum Pa Pum Pum. Here's what that chocolate brown shade looks like. The second to last shade in the second row is called Dough What Fun. Another soft shade. The last shade in the second row is called Jam Pack. Wow, that's super pigmented. That shade is gorgeous. The first shade in the third row is called Butter Half. Here's what that shade looks like. Next up, we have Chocolate Hunk. I love that brown shade. The next shade is called Santa Claus. That shimmer is so pretty. The second to last shade in the third row is called Oh Holy Night. I'm loving how the matte shadows are swatching. The last shade in the third row is called Chestnuts Roasting. This shade has a little bit of shimmer in it. First shade in the last row is called S'more to Love. I totally swatched it on the wrong hand, but that's fine. I'll swatch it at the very top. The next shade is called For Sure. I like the shimmer reflex in that shadow. Next up, we have Twinkle Sprinkle. Another pretty shimmer. The second to last shade in this palette is called Blueberry Blitzen. That green is stunning. It's so pretty. The last shade is called To All a Good Night. The black shadow blended out a little bit patchy, but that's totally fine. Here's what all 20 eyeshadows look like swatched on the back of my hand. Now we're gonna create a look using these shades. Taking a clean crease brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Oh Holy Night. I'm getting a little bit of kick up in the pan. Taking that shadow, applying it in my crease, going back and forth, doing windshield wiper motions. That shadow blended out so easily. Doing the same thing on the other side. Swapping my brush for a flat brush, I'm going to dip into the shade in Blueberry Blitzen, pack this all over the lid. That shade is so pretty. Doing the same thing on the other side. Using that same brush, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to dip into the shade in Such a Snowflake. Pack this in the center of my lid. That shimmer is so beautiful. I'm getting a tiny bit of fallout, but that's totally fine. I'll clean that up later. Again, doing the same thing on the other side. Taking a pointed pencil brush, I'm going to dip into the shadow in Santa Claus. Applying that in my inner corner. I like how that looks. Again, doing it on this side. For liner, I'm going to apply the Too Faced Killer Liner. Here's a closer look on what the eyeliner looks like. This is full size. It says Too Faced up at the top. Underneath that, it says Killer Liner. On the back, it states it was made in Germany and it has a 24-month shelf life. This shade is called Killer Black. Wow, that is super black. I'm going to create a tiny line. I'm not going to wing it out. Here's how the eyeliner turned out. I think it looks okay. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side. For mascara, I'm going to apply the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Here's a closer look on what the mascara tube looks like. This is a travel size. It says Too Faced up at the top. Underneath that, it says Better Than Sex. You get 4.8 grams of product or 0.17 ounces. It's made in Italy and it has a 6-month shelf life. Here's what the wand looks like. Here's how the eye look turned out. For lips, I'm going to apply the shade in Sugar Spiked from MAC. If you have not seen my lip swatch review on these lipsticks, I'll leave it right over here in the cards if you're interested. Here's what everything looks like. My final thoughts on this makeup palette is that I think it's cute. I don't think it's worth the price for my skin complexion. The blushes are a little bit too light. The only shade that worked out for me was the blush shade in Kiss Me. These two blushes, Drive Me Glazy and Fawn For You, are highlighters. They're not blushes. And the first shade in Pink Poncetta was a little bit too light for my skin tone. The eyeshadows in this set are nice, but there's a lot of kick up in the pan. After swatching all 20 shadows on the back of my hand, I find that these shadows are a little bit too light for my skin tone. Plus, I have similar shades in my collection. I love the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. The formula is amazing, and I love how black the eyeliner is. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on picking up this set for yourself or for a loved one. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.